Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Detroitcast. Mike and Jay. Shalom, Biggie. Hello, Jay.
Hey, guys.
How are you, my friend?
Very well.
Doing all right?
Yeah, happy to be here.
Love that sweatshirt.
Oh,
it's one of
thank
my
you.
favorites.
GB.
GB Training Center. Where is that?
That is on Indianwood and Lake Orion.
Yeah. I hear that place is great.
It is. It's fun.
Yeah. A lot of sweating going on. I watched the video of E. That's where he was doing the shake weight, like
That is where he was doing the shake
all
weight.
that. Poop flakes.
He left poop flakes on the floor famously.
And those have been cleaned up. Those aren't
Yeah, those have long been
long
mopped
gone.
up.
Okay, good.
You did a few different exercises that day, right? Some box
Oh my
jumps.
God, yes.
Almost died that day.
I know for sure.
The day we almost lost Isis.
For real. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I need to probably do more stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was like 3 years ago.
I know.
I know, crazy.
Yeah.
I'm
Well, he was
fucking
working on his
fuzz.
core. His core was, is your core still strong from that?
No, from one day of workout 3 years ago, no.
Well, I don't know. It couldn't have gotten worse.
Yeah, it
that
could
day.
have. Absolutely.
That
Wow.
sneech but like body, it's
Yeah.
only been developing since.
I'm doing terrible, Jay. Yeah.
I don't know what happened now.
Fuck, man. So last night I'm making dinner. T-Roy's gone, so I'm on my own.
Oh.
Fend for myself, and I had this chicken pots pie in the freezer, and so I was like, oh, I could do that. I could put that in the oven.
Was this sent to you by a delivery service
No.
or purchased?
I actually went grocery shopping a couple weeks ago and bought a bunch of stuff. And so I preheat the oven to 400, and this son of a bitch goes in there. I tinfoiled the edges like you're supposed to do. And when hour and 20 minutes later, I'm like, oh, pie's ready. And so I got it on this plate. It's in that metal, the metal tin
Sure,
that they come
yeah.
in. And so it's on this plate, and I've got like a drink in my hand and a plate, and I'm going into the outer room to watch TV. And I get right by the table, and the thing starts to fucking skate, slide around the plate. And I'm like, I just see the whole thing
Yeah.
falling on the ground. And so I'm like, no. And so I just quickly, hurriedly drop the plate. And like a active volcano, this thing explodes with pot pie chicken filling on lava hot.
Pepe?
Pepe.
Oh my gosh,
All
man.
in my hand. I'm like a cat. I'm like,
Dude, that's a serious burn.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Burn the shit. It hurts like hell, too.
Have you has that been given medical attention?
Doesn't it kind of resemble like a bowling wrist guard or
It
something?
does, man.
In a way. I feel like I could bowl today. But God, dude.
Oh,
You
pot pie innards.
pot pie filling is maybe the hottest thing on earth when it comes out of an oven.
400 degrees for an hour 20.
Yeah, shit.
I wouldn't have been surprised if you said, yeah, I actually burnt down my house. I
Yeah.
cooked it too long. Like, that seems like a long time for a pepe.
Pat. No, it was like
No, that's stuff that
it
you
was,
like. If you do it right,
Oh,
those
it's frozen though,
things
right?
Yeah,
are
yeah.
supposed to.
It was like 68
Yeah.
minutes or some shit, so an hour 10, whatever. Either way, it gets really hot inside. You know what pie filling is like? Imagine it erupting like a fucking active
Oh, my
volcano
God.
and landing all over you.
So you got like peas and chicken
Dude,
and
yes. My shirt looks like Biggie came on it 40 times. It's like
man.
all stuck together with pie filling, and my wrist is all
that's
burned.
in need of ointment. I
Yeah,
would
right.
think. Yeah.
I don't know what you use.
Did it blister up proper?
It
you
just
done
happened last
anything?
night. No, not really.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
I mean,
Yeah, run it under cold water and then put some ointment on it.
What kind of ointment?
something.
Is that like a preparation H?
Sure, you
type
need a woman
thing?
in the house, man.
Yeah. Is this where we go?
Damn, give me some ointment. God damn. I burnt my hand.
Post haste.
And then the wife just comes with this ointment and it's,
Yeah.
in a tube and
And bandages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's all there.
I have all those ingredients somewhere in the house. I just haven't done anything. Plus, the last thing I wanted to do was have it clear up today, so I couldn't show it to you
Yeah,
first.
that's something, man.
I had to show you first, so as proof that I had a pat filling.
What's that crazy scar right in between the burn there?
Oh, glad you asked.
Yeah.
Got that when I
Hold
was.
on, let me guess.
Okay.
Climbing a fence, chain link fence.
How did? Yeah.
It just looks like that.
Yeah,
like
You've told
you
that
ripped
story
it on
before,
something.
haven't you?
maybe.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I think he's told that story before.
Probably.
That's what I was gonna
I
assume
could
it
tell
was.
it again.
Sure.
I don't mind. It was in grade school, Jay. I'll take you back to Tyler Elementary School. It was one of those like there's just like a grass field and then a really high rusty fence.
Do you have your
jagged top.
mongoose with the sweet mag wheels at this point?
Don't
Just
know.
for context.
This is probably pre-mongoose
Do you have a
days.
rat tail at this point?
No, this is pre those cool days.
Okay.
But we would go up there, and it was like, depending on the season, it was like, okay, now we're playing football. Now we're playing baseball.
Was Moop there?
No. This would have been pre-move. This would have been a different crew
Wow. All right.
completely. Young, dude. We're young.
Yeah.
I'm in grade school. And so we would go up there and play baseball. And I'm pretty sure I yicked one, really got
Of
a
course
hold of
it's
it.
him. He
Really
yicks
got a hold of
one.
it.
Right.
Hits
I
it
know.
over the rusty
I know.
fence,
Over
so
the
he has
fence.
to go get it.
Yeah,
right?
it was a full field.
Sure, you're not
just
playing right field and someone yicked it over your head. You sure?
Pretty sure, at least
right.
for the context of this story, there is no proof
Yeah.
that says I didn't yick one.
So I
and
guess we
really
just have
get
to
a hold of it.
agree that you did.
Yeah, well, I mean,
We have no reason to say he didn't.
if you want to
so.
find, I couldn't even tell you who else was there that day. But if you want to round those people up, give them a quick interview. So anyway,
All right,
I'm
you
pretty sure
yicked one.
Got
Left
really
field,
got a
right
hold
field,
of it.
what?
Really got a hold of it. I mean, poked. I pulled it. I was young, but got over the fence, and then it was like a race to go get the ball, and so I was racing someone else over the fence, high fence too, and got to the
What
top.
part of the baseball game involves a race to get the ball?
I don't know, dude. We're kids.
Okay.
It's like, oh, I'll get it. No, I got it. It's like bullshit competition.
This doesn't sound like Mike, does it? No, no.
Believe it or not, there was a day
I'll
when
get it.
I was very competitive. And
No, you wait
active.
here. I'll get it.
Everyone, stay where you are. I've got this.
I'll get that ball. I just
Why would
yicked
they-
over
listen,
the fence.
I'm usually the one hitting the monster home runs. It's not fair to make you guys track these balls all the
I
time.
think that is the rule though. Like when I watched the movie Sandlot, I think if you hit the home run, you're supposed because you lose the ball, and I think you're supposed to get it as a punishment or something. Or
Yeah.
But that's when there's a punishment on the other side. The big dog waiting
Right.
for you.
Yeah.
But maybe this was the punishment you're about to tell us. The rusty fence.
Rusty fence. Remember those fences? The ones where they
Oh, I
just
know the
kind of
ones.
tied them off, like bent it together,
Yeah.
and it's just this jagged edge.
Yes.
And I just went leaping over the thing and caught
Oh,
it.
God.
You can tell right there's where I got it.
I can see it
can-
right where you got
You
it.
can see right where I got it in like fourth grade.
And then just
oh,
Yeah.
ripped you
oh
open.
my god!
So it's a battle scar, man. You know,
Yeah.
every battle scar has a story, and that's this one. And I bled almost out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but my mom decided, nah, we'll just butterfly it.
Okay.
And, spit
yeah,
on it,
I had
rub
one
dirt
of,
on it.
dude. That
I
was the
went to the
80s,
hospital.
man.
Yeah.
I had one of those too. A butterfly on my knee. Like, how much flexion you get in your knee as a kid. Like, even as an adult, ask an adult not to bend their knee for a week. Come on, it's
Yeah.
impossible. You're gonna limp around like that. So my mom butterflies this thing. This thing was wide open, and she's
Yeah.
just like, "Well, we'll just get one of those Band-Aids," and like,
Yeah.
every 5 minutes. Just open, so it ends up looking like a freaking worm. Damn scar down my knee.
Yeah, Frankenstein's
Gross.
monster scars all over.
Those were
Yeah.
the days.
My mom admitted years later, like, we probably should have
Probably
gone for
should've.
stitches. That
Yeah.
probably would have
Or
helped.
even like a fence like that. Couldn't there have been like maybe it needed a shot? I mean, a rusty
Yes.
fence.
Oh yeah,
like,
probably. Absolutely. I'm
Been
probably
suffering from tetanus ever since.
right.
Yep, it's probably the bulk of my problems is from lack of tetanus shots. I wouldn't have wanted that though, because it wasn't that back then with like a super long needle, 15 straight days. You had to go.
Now you're
in
thinking
and-
rabies.
Is that what? Well, who knows? Maybe I could have gotten rabies off that fence. I don't- there was probably a lawsuit that was passed on at some point. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
like
yeah.
I probably could have sued for a lot of
premises
damages.
liability.
I mean, do you know how much this has held me back in life?
Oh,
this
yeah.
nasty scar. I mean, dude, chicks take one look at that and it's like, ugh.
Well, now your pepe scar goes right
Yeah,
over it.
Yeah, looks like a port wine stain on
Strange.
my wrist.
Almost
yeah.
looks like a duck foot, doesn't it? E?
Let me see again.
If you look at it,
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
little
a little
duck foot.
bit.
Yeah, I see it.
Interesting.
Painful. Very, very painful. Dude,
like
that reminds me, cutting that open. Remember my parents' house in Farmington Hills, and we have that basketball hoop out front. And so, depending on whoever was there, we'd end up out there just shooting hoops or playing horse or whatever. And I had a buddy over once, and there was just like a piece of a bolt that kept the base metal part of the pole attached to the top part. And it's bolted in, and there's just this like, think about like
Yes.
Frankenstein's monster's neck, one
Yeah.
of those bolts just hanging off like an open screw.
Sure.
And fuck, I can't remember who it was, went up for a layup or something, and dude, he
Gave
lands,
out.
and there is a piece of his skin about this
Oh,
long
God.
hanging off the fucking, hanging off the bolt, like a potato peeler.
I thought you were going to say the bolt let out and the whole thing fell on him.
That's
those
way
things
better.
were
That
those
would've
things
been
were
better.
held in by. You're right, man. There was one bolt going through that.
Yeah.
That thing gives out the whole thing. Plunk.
Yeah, especially
down.
if I'm like fucking monster
Yes.
dunking on it, you know.
Yes.
What I mean? Yeah.
Especially that.
Lower, well, if you lower the height too, especially.
You did
I
have
mean,
like an 8-foot rim, didn't
No,
you?
no, no.
I mean,
My dad would have none of that.
Really?
No.
you never lowered a net down just to fucking.
Yeah.
Back in our day, though, it was a bitch because you had to get up
Okay.
there and unscrew them out. Like
Gotcha.
this was before the automatically
Lever,
adjustable
yeah.
ones.
Yeah, this was just on a pole, metal black pole,
Yeah.
like
Okay.
cemented into the ground.
There were like
and then-
U brackets up there. You'd have to,
Gotcha, yeah,
unbolt
yeah.
like 4 things and jimmy it
Yeah.
down and then bolt it back up.
This is back when kids would have these things bolted to their roof on the garage
Yes.
or whatever.
Think about that,
How
dude. Your
accurate were
gutters and
those?
shit.
Like, I mean, like the ones that were on the roofs, they were 10
Yeah.
feet exactly.
No.
Like,
Merck had one of those.
Did he?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we'd set up the mini jogging trampoline and go flying.
Yeah,
Little
dunk on it that
sixth-graders.
way.
It couldn't have been more than
Trampoline.
7.5 feet high.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
ridiculous.
I had to stop playing because I could not go out there for more than 5 minutes without rolling an ankle. Dude, 50 times. It was like, I just can't play this game anymore.
Ended your career
Yeah, prematurely ended my basketball career, which was
Right,
blossoming
yeah.
about that time.
right on your driveway.
Dude, I just couldn't stay on the court. You know, I just couldn't stay on the court.
Can't stay healthy.
Too injured all the time.
If only you could have.
Yeah, God knows where I'd be. Could have been Spud Webb, Jay.
You could have been.
Don't know.
Hey, speaking of Merck, our friend Mark Leibovitz at LPL Financial wants to ask you the following question. Do you need an annuity rescue? If you purchased an annuity 5 or more years ago, you're probably paying way too high fees. There are way better low fee options out there. So if you have an annuity that you want reviewed, call Mark Leibovitz at LPL Financial. See if he can save you thousands of dollars in fees. Call Mark, 248-626-2000.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
We won't spend much time talking football, Jay, I promise, but boy, your Spartans look good.
Oh, they're awful, aren't they?
Holy shit. I'm starting to think Wisconsin's just really fucking
No.
good.
Don't discount how bad Michigan State's offense
What is that, their fourth goose egg? I mean, they haven't given up a point.
Oh,
to-
Wisconsin?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I mean, they're third or something? I don't know, but they look really good. Michigan State really did not look good.
Michigan State's not a very good football team.
I fear that both teams in Michigan are not very good. They're like, oh, yeah, Michigan's got less than 1% chance to get to the playoff. I'm like,
is
playoffs? What the fuck are you talking about? This team blows.
Yeah.
They gave up a 25 spot yesterday to, I don't know, who'd they play? Illinois?
Yeah.
I mean, they go up 28-0 and then give up 25
I was going
straight
to say,
points.
weren't they? I
Yeah.
chimed in and it was
You're
like
correct.
28
They were up
Okay.
28-0 at
Wow.
one point and then gave up 25.
25 unanswered points to make it a 3-point game with like 7 minutes left. And then they got lucky, a couple turnovers, quick touchdowns, and it looks more impressive on the scoreboard. But it was like, you sons of bitches got away with one. And then you look at Alabama, Notre Dame, real teams, and it's like, dude, yeah. Well, the odds of them being in the playoff this year. Fuck out of here. Stop it. There was better stuff to watch on TV. I know we talked about Breaking Bad a little bit.
I was going to say, no, there wasn't. It's the international break, Mike. Premier League's not
Yeah.
happening this week.
So I'm sorry about that. Is that why you're able to be here early today?
No, my team is not on the pitch today, so
Really?
got an afternoon off.
You guys got a bye week?
Are you guys
this week?
recognizing the international break or
yeah. The kids can return to their
right?
national
Exactly.
teams bye week.
Well, you should catch up on Breaking Bad. Maybe watch the whole series this week.
Yeah, right. How many seasons is that?
5.
Okay.
And they're hour-long episodes. I don't know how many.
Some people say it's the greatest series ever, right?
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's really good. And then, I don't know when they announced, like, oh, yeah, there's this break, Netflix.
Like, I don't know, sometime this year. I mean, I knew it was coming for sure for a
Yeah.
while.
But all of a sudden it was like, oh, yeah, it drops tomorrow. And I was like, what? El Camino, a Breaking Bad story. It was a 2-hour movie.
This is proof I haven't watched it yet, but I will. But it is proof that when I said before I was wrong. When I said we weren't ready to have movies just premiere on Netflix, like why wouldn't you be ready for it? Why
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah.
you why wouldn't you rather just have it go to Netflix instead of I mean, I like the theater personally, but
Yeah.
if you have a family or kids or all that shit, man, you're not paying for just one person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Netflix is so doing it right.
I know.
You know? Like, there's certain shows like, I gotta fucking wait till Sunday to watch this damn thing. It's like, just drop the whole thing. Let me watch it whenever I want. It's the only way to do it. It's the only way.
For
So
sure.
I flipped it on yesterday. I was like, oh, yeah, what's going on? Or Friday, I guess it was. Like, what's going on Netflix? It was like, boom, El Camino, a Breaking Bad. I was like, oh, shit.
So that picks up right where the series ended?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I guess they said Vince Gilligan, who is the show creator and writer, directed this and all that. It was supposed to be just a short kind of update on what happened to, Jesse Pinkman or whatever, his character, who was like, Bryan Cranston's, younger protege, one of his students and stuff. Because that role, he was supposed to be the connection between the drug world and this science teacher that wants to make perfect meth. Like this was the linchpin, how he gets introduced to the drug world. And then Jesse was supposed to die quick. And they were like, whoa, this guy's really fucking good, and it's compelling. But I guess towards the end of the season, the end of the series, the only complaints that people had were that it focused so much on Walt towards the very end, who was Bryan Cranston's character, that they kind of let this other character not have the proper, ending. And so it was like, okay, we're gonna do a short that kind of gives more detail about the, what went on with Jesse's character, and then it was like, this is a full feature.
People dig it.
Yeah, I think so. I loved it.
Nice.
Some people are like, it's unnecessary. We already knew what happened to him. But it's like, you didn't have any
Don't watch
detail.
it. I guess.
You didn't have any.
Just that guy
bitch
on
about
Twitter.
everything.
Well, it's just like don't watch it. If you love the show, why wouldn't you want more? Why wouldn't you want something if it's done right? I mean, assuming it sounds like it is, then why not?
Yeah, I know. I saw a lot of people, like that. Like, oh, I'm sorry. Did they make a fucking new thing? That, well, was it really necessary? Well, I don't know, dickhead. For
Is
some,
anything necessary?
right?
Food and water.
Oh, there you go.
That's true. Sex,
Yeah.
Well, not
sort of necessary.
kinda. Only once, maybe, for some people.
Once?
To reproduce. It's not needed
yeah.
those other times, technically.
No, it's way more than that.
I'm just saying.
I don't care about the reproduction aspect.
I'm just
of it.
saying, technically, it's not needed most of the time.
Yeah, so it's cool. I think fans of watch it, watch it
I will.
sooner than later.
I
'Cause
know. Maybe I'll watch it tonight, actually.
yeah, I don't want to give too many details or anything like that, but it's just to remind you, like, oh my God, I forgot how dope this show is.
Yeah, for sure.
How good it is. Were you guys impressed with the marathon runner?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Holy shit.
Not
Sub
impressed.
2 hour.
Not impressed.
Oh, God, here we go.
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Why?
Like
Please give me the list of reasons why.
Oh, I will.
I know you will, but I want to.
no, you don't have context, dude. You've like no offense, but you've never gone out and ran 6 miles or
I've
whatever. Okay.
Run
Well,
before.
well, let's put it this way, dude. I've done half marathons. He's done full.
Yeah.
This guy basically ran a full in the time I run halves.
Yeah. Yep.
He did. I mean, he essentially. I would have to sprint his per mile.
Yeah.
4:35.
Do you know how to pronounce his name?
No idea. Kenyan dude.
Eliud, of course. Eliud
Kipchoge or something.
Kipchoge, is that how it is?
Yes.
First off, we don't know how well I could do against Eliud because I've never done it, so we can't.
You certainly could know, though. There's marathons every week.
Well, I'm getting
anywhere.
older now; it wouldn't be worth it. But in my prime, we don't know how it stacked up. Let's just get that out there right now.
Probably
okay?
played in the NFL in the beginning too, right?
We don't
The
know. I never
Olympics
tried
back-
out.
You could be in the Olympics. You could have won the Olympic gold medal back in the day.
Probably would have, especially in skiing in the 20s. Definitely could have won that. I saw those guys; they stink.
Right.
So Saturday morning in Vienna is where this took place, and
Yeah, this is very scientific. This was this was not an open marathon, and therefore
Right.
it's not an actual world record.
Yep.
Because they kept it on a very closed course, closely monitored this dude the whole time. He had
That's-
pacers, 7 pacers running in an
Yeah.
aerodynamic
See,
formation.
You're getting into my problem with this.
Why, dude? It was viewed as inhuman before. Like a human being could
Inconceivable.
not run to a 2-hour marathon, and he went that distance in 2 hours. I don't care, man.
Yeah. Well, he's the first person to cover the marathon distance in less than 2 hours. He achieved a sports milestone granted almost mythical status in the running world. Cheered on by a thick crowd of spectators, he was lifted into the air by members of his team, including the 41 professional runners who acted as pace setters
Yeah.
during the run. For all its magnitude, the accomplishment will be regarded largely as symbolic. The time will not be officially recognized as a world record because it was not run under open marathon conditions because it featured a dense rotation of professional pace setters.
They also had a car that had a laser that went
Yeah.
across the road showing exactly where you need to be for that pace.
So what do they mean
laser?
open marathon conditions? Meaning it's
Like-
open to other runners?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Start at a starting line, boom, you go, other runners are in it.
in your way.
Yeah,
Okay.
you don't have pacers in front of you or blocking the wind and stuff.
So this is the one. Was Nike like making a special shoe for this guy or
Yeah,
something?
yeah.
Like Nike had a facility that was working with him or something?
Yeah, I
or-
think he tried it a couple years ago, maybe. Am I
did.
imagining that, Jesus?
I don't
No,
remember,
you're right.
but
Yeah, I think he missed it by a couple minutes.
he did it
But that was
twice.
a Nike-led thing, I thought. This is a Ineos.
Yeah, I don't know what Ineos is, but
I'm not sure. They do bike racing too, so.
okay. And so, I wasn't familiar with this, but it featured a cycle of hype and commercial buildup, more reminiscent of a heavyweight prize fight than a simple race. Organizers billed the 2-hour mark as the last barrier of modern athletics and tried to get the hashtag "No Human is Limited" trending. Does that mean they didn't get it?
There we go. Look at that, man.
Yeah,
Fuck,
there's the
dude, I
laser.
didn't see that.
Look at that.
That's crazy.
Keep your foot right there. You'll make it.
You know how
Keep your foot right there.
You know
all
how
time.
fucking like the funny thing is
Keep it there.
I know, like it makes it
Just
almost
do it.
seem like if you were there, Jay, just do it.
Yeah.
just
I
stay
could
on
do
that
that.
line.
There it is.
Just stay on that line.
Yeah, you don't need to win a gold medal.
Dude,
like some of these guys.
That is
do this.
literally me sprinting. Like I could go outside
I know.
and sprint.
So
and
you can still
for
sprint
2 hours.
For 2
For 2 hours, man.
Train a little bit. Give it a
Oh
couple
my
weeks.
gosh,
You
it's
can sprint.
amazing. It's so amazing.
Kipchoge, whatever,
that
Kip
guy.
Winger.
The winner.
He repeatedly compared a potential sub-2-hour marathon to humanity's first journey onto the moon. He's comparing himself with a moonshot.
Yeah.
Yeah, run fast for 2 hours.
Dude, this
Not
is
quite a moonshot.
amazing.
Seeking the most welcoming environment to attempt this feat, the event's organizers settled on Vienna. Not too warm, not too cold. This is the Goldilocks theory,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Nice flat. They had
Not
like
at all hilly.
they don't want hills in
Freshly
this.
paved.
You don't want hills in this. But I think they identified like an 8-day period, right? And they just had them ready to go, and
Yeah.
based on weather.
It was like he got here and they announced the next day, like, okay, we're going to run it tomorrow. Like, people didn't even know
Yeah.
exactly when it was going
They
to
were
go.
just monitoring best weather. What's the best condition we can do this in?
The altitude, 550 or 540 feet above sea level, was just right. It was only one time zone away from his training camp in Kenya, where he worked out for the past 4 months. And then, let's see, he ran behind an electric timing car driving 4.34 miles per hour with a second car on standby, and then these pace setters. I didn't see them, but I guess they'd run like in the flying goose V formation in front of them, and then they would just kind of slide out, and new guys would slide in.
Yeah.
So 5 of them in front in an open V formation, 2 more in the back. They knew exactly where to run thanks to the lasers you're talking about, lasers. And so this thing's running at driving at the exact speed they need to hit this target. And I think their target was 159.50. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
And he came in at 159.40.
Yep.
And so this car's going exactly how fast it needs to go, and these guys know exactly where they have to step. Just follow the green line. So a team member on a bicycle periodically pedaled into the pack to deliver this guy a carbohydrate-heavy cocktail of gels and fluids.
Yep.
He's eating gels and fluids?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What are
You have
gels?
to. You have to, dude.
I'll take a sip of water, man. I get it.
No,
But
because
what's the gels asking?
Because
You need to eat,
A marathon
essentially.
is so,
It's so long.
that you cannot have stored enough energy technically to make it. You
Need to refuel.
Yeah.
Would it be acceptable if this guy shit his pants halfway through it? And
Yes.
he would keep running, right?
Oh, he'd have to.
This guy
Yeah.
would, and I'm sure has
Yeah,
many, many times.
probably.
But yeah, I heard that whatever he would drop, they were measuring carefully and then calibrating for their next meal for him. You know what I mean? As they went, they were giving him the exact amount of fluid he needed. I mean, this was so scientific.
Yeah.
And as you can tell, it's 20 seconds, man.
Yeah.
And he made it by 20 seconds.
I think last time he did it in like 2 hours 10 seconds or something, and then another time at like 2 hours 30 seconds. Like he just missed it then. So down the final stretches, it was clear. You know, this was very easily in reach. The pace setters, timing cars, cyclists all peeled away. Just
The
leaving
funny thing
him
is, you say that it's
in the limelight.
They say that it's clear, but I mean, again, I know he's a professional. Obviously, he's world class at what he does. But running is not like a basketball game where you could get up by 30 points and go, you know what? Fuck it, we're gonna win game 5 here. It's
Oh,
over.
dude,
I mean, he could easily. The notion that it's ever not
Pulls
in
a
doubt,
hammy.
right? dude.
Achilles goes. Oh,
It would be in doubt until you cross that fucking line.
Outside of something like that catastrophic happening, their point was, okay, if he just does what he's doing right now, there's the finish line.
Puts
I
one
know.
foot in
He's
front of
going
the
to
other.
clear it. Yeah. I mean, we've heard nightmare stories of guys in state championships tripping and falling on their face.
We have.
Right out of the gate. And it's like, oh, everything you've worked for, and you just choked it all away, you know?
Right.
I mean, those stories happen, but
Well, no,
not
but I
to
mean,
a guy like this.
This isn't the same as tripping out the gate, though. It's a 2 hour. I'm just saying. I mean, I understand why the pace was paced off, and it was like, okay, dude, it looks like it's got it, but the reality is if you're that guy, you're not fucking thinking anything until you cross that finish line. Like,
Well, as soon as he finished, he got over the finish line, jumped into his wife's arms, Grace, and their children. He said of all the competitions that he's been in, all the victories, the medals, the records in his career, this was the first time his family has ever seen him run live.
Okay.
It seems a bit odd. Kind of an odd fact to go out on the story with,
It is.
right?
So this is what you do.
Yeah. This is what you've been talking about all these years? Holy shit, that was boring, but I'm glad you did it.
Wow.
So you guys are impressed with this.
Very impressed.
I've been waiting to see when it would happen. So
Were you confident that it would? They were
Yeah.
humans were
And it will-
getting
and
When I
that's-
heard they were doing this scientific thing, and like I
because-
said a couple of years ago, they tried it. I'm like, all right, we'll get
Yeah.
it at
And
some
it's going to
point.
happen in a real thing, too. I mean, dude, when people say that, every time these things have happened, when they ran the 4-minute mile, dude, that was back in the day. I mean, it was controversial because he had, pacers with him and all that shit. And now, no one looks back at it and goes, oh, he wasn't the first. So this will happen. Someone will do it in a real marathon. And then 10, 15 years from now, this guy will be recognized as just, oh, he did do it. First guy.
Yeah, but it's kind of like the Russian boxer. I must break you. Remember the training in Rocky 4?
Yeah.
That what the hell's his name?
Drago.
Ivan Drago went through. Remember, it was
I
a
do.
science
It
experiment.
was. Remember
And
him
in
on
the
the
end, he
treadmill
lost.
with the mask and everything?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, he couldn't just beat, the eye of the tiger,
Right.
essentially.
Yeah, I mean, Rock's out there just hauling fucking tree trunks up the hill
He
through the
was.
snow.
Dude, this is crazy, man. This guy has 11 total first places in world competition marathons. 11
Olympic? Does he have Olympic?
an Olympic gold, an Olympic silver, and bronze.
And his
World
wife
cha-
could never go see him, huh?
No.
I mean,
Nope.
four
Never got around to it?
second places, 2/3. So that's 40, 50, 16 or whatever. First, second, or third places in world
It's
competition
amazing
marathon.
that somebody can stay that healthy
I know,
doing that.
especially
Yeah,
that.
because he's not a spring chicken. He's how old is he? 36 or something now?
Marathons. I mean, I don't know if it's changed or not, but
Triathletes and marathon runners.
they do better in
Yeah.
the 30s a little bit more than in the 20s. Most people.
Well,
that
I know
set-
that's true with golf. I think they say.
No, with marathon running, again, unless it's marathon running, you tend to actually get a little better as you get older. I don't know what the deal is, but usually people that have records are not 21-year-olds.
Yeah, 8-time major marathon winner, 3-time Olympic medalist. It's not bad. It's pretty
Yeah.
good. It's weird. I want to know more about this wife that never ever once saw him go live running. Was she just always got shit to do?
I was talking to somebody who told me about this yesterday, and they know a lot about this runner, and they're like, he's really down to earth dude. He lives in Kenya on some farm and just lives really like a
Yeah.
just whatever life. He's not out there doing shit. He goes and runs his
He's not like
races.
Usain Bolt
Yeah,
banging
no.
everything
Then,
that
then he goes
moves.
home and runs his farm.
Really?
So,
He's got to make a lot of money, right?
yeah,
I mean, what's he doing?
enough to get
working
off
on
the farm in Kenya. But
Yeah. It's time to move on, man. I want to know more about Grace, though. I really do. If she was like, no, asshole, I don't care about your running, or if maybe he didn't want her there,
Yeah.
Maybe that was the problem. He's just like, bitch, no, I don't need you nagging on me as I'm hitting the blocks, the starting blocks.
The blocks for a marathon.
I know.
He's lining up in blocks.
He's got those metal spikes in the front of his shoes, right?
No.
Sure he did.
Hey, a quick word from our fine sponsor, Twin Peaks.
At every Twin Peaks, you'll find wall-to-wall TVs, scratch food, and the signature 29-degree draft beer, served by the best in-class Twin Peaks girls. Welcome to your new local spot for sports and scenic views. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Another white police officer shooting a black person down.
In her own
dead
home.
In her own home. This is a terrible story.
It is, man.
I mean, it really is, and I think, I know people are just gonna be like, white cop murdering black people once again, but it's it seems like protocol needs to be different for a story like this, and we'll give you some details. So she's inside her home. Officers are called there to do a welfare. It's not like they just went, oh my God, there's one living in that house. We'll go there in the middle of the night. They were called there. Tatiana Jefferson was killed by, and they haven't ID'd the police officer yet. Saturday, James Smith, who's the neighbor, Jefferson's neighbor, called the local non-emergency number after he noticed her front door was open, lights on, around 2:30 in the morning, 2:25 in the morning. And he knows she's supposed to be there with her 8-year-old nephew. It's like, what is going on over there? Why is the door
Concerned
open?
neighbor?
Concerned neighbor. So I'm shaking, I'm mad, I'm upset, and I feel it's partly my fault. It's a lot more than partly, sir. I
Can
mean,
sort of be tracked back to you.
yeah, I mean,
Can it?
there's definitely a starting point. You know what I mean?
If you don't get the cops there,
Yeah, who brought them to
alive
the
today.
party? If I'd never dialed the police department, she'd still be alive. He's on it. He knows. Police body cam footage that has been released shows the officer seen walking around the perimeter of the home, looking through windows inside the residence. At one point, the officer pulls out a flashlight when he approaches a dark area of the house and appears to gain entrance into her backyard. Seconds later, the officer looks inside a dark window, draws his gun, yells, "Put your hands up, show me your hands," and then shoots the victim almost immediately. After firing his weapon, went inside the home to administer emergency care. Officers found a firearm. It was not revealed if Jefferson was anywhere near the weapon at the time of the incident. My guess is probably that's what the cops saw, was someone holding a firearm. I don't know why they would not tell us that.
yeah,
Like,
she probably sees some dudes creeping around in her backyard, grabs her firearm.
Dude.
Right?
of course. It's like, I don't know who you blame here. Like, it seems like the cops would be at the door, police, knock on the door. Hello, is everyone okay? Police, announce themselves. But if you're just tinking around the perimeter with a flashlight
Yeah.
at 2:30 in the morning, I mean, if she hears any rustling outside, I don't blame her one bit for grabbing a gun.
Right.
He looks in the window and sees someone standing there with a gun.
And around we go.
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
Huh.
I don't know what you do. Community members are outraged over Jefferson's sudden death, calling for action. Pastor Michael Bell of the Greater St. Stephen First Church laid bare his criticisms of the police department and their statements. He said, "We're tired of police lying. Ain't no perceived threat unless it's black folk. Just our presence. Are we the threat? Let's tell it what it is. She was massacred in her own home. Don't let this rest, where we get all up in arms for about 2 or 3 weeks and then go back to business as usual. We're still being murdered by the police. Something has to be done, and done right away." I don't know what you want the police department in Texas here to do. They came out with a statement immediately. They released, by law, there's certain, like, they can't show body cam footage of them in the house. So that's part of a privacy law or something. And so by law, what we can, Freedom of Information Act wise, get out there, we've gotten out there. Like, they can't be more transparent. Serving the public transparently and openly during good events and difficult events is a prerequisite to any professional police department. Fort Worth Police Department is committed to ensuring the public is aware of major incidents. We responded to a call for service that resulted in the loss of life, and all evidence, witness statements, body cam footage, and other available evidence is being collected to ultimately be presented to the district attorney. We're releasing available body cam footage to provide transparent and relevant info to the public as we are allowed within the confines of the Public Information Act and forthcoming investigation. The department shares the deep concerns of the public and is committed to completing an extremely thorough investigation of this critical police incident to its resolution. Like, I don't know what else you can say.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like this one is should be the grounds of starting a race war.
No.
It sounds like a really unfortunate event.
It doesn't it like I could see it playing out. You can see it unfolding. And, maybe there's a totally different angle to this story that we don't know yet. But I can see, the police are going to be cautious. As far as they know, someone calls and at 2:30 in the morning and says there's an open door, this is weird, supposed to be here with their 8-year-old nephew. That's the information they have. So they're called there, and then she doesn't know they've been called. Just sees fucking dark figures creeping around the backyard with flashlights. I mean, ugh. I don't know what you do, man, but it seems like there's got to be a better protocol than that, especially at that hour.
Excuse me, madam. Are you home? Are you okay?
Fort Worth PD, open up.
Maybe a call.
Call? I would have called.
Yeah.
Yep. It's better than.
It's like when people get swatted, It's like swatting someone, just send them to their house and,
Yeah.
oh shit, cops are on you.
Yeah, they don't fuck around. Remember when they attacked us?
I do.
They came kicking through the doors, dude. There was no announcement.
Pretty good reason, though.
Yeah, a bunch of kids having a couple beers playing cards together.
Yeah, but there was shenanigans going on before.
Shenanigans were happening. Nothing to do with us.
No.
Believe it or not. We were not involved in any of those shenanigans at all. But boy, oh boy, when the cops decide they're coming in, they come in hot. You know what I mean? There's a lot of yelling and confusion.
A lot of get on the floor.
Yeah, get down. I'm not saying it again, Jay. On your face or I'll shoot it.
Let me see your hands, that sort of thing.
Officer, I'm going to piss my pants. One more word, Mike, and I will fucking shoot you. Yeah. That was said to me.
It was.
This couldn't be.
And you were so tempted. You were like,
Fuck,
It's
it's
like,
worth it. I
Mike,
can
Mike,
make it.
no, Mike, no. It's got a gun to your head.
Dude, we're laying face down, like making jokes to each other. Just piss your pants, dude. It'll be hilarious. Shut up, Jay. One more word. Such smart-ass punks,
What hotel was that?
Was-
It was in Southfield, right? Like
Southfield,
12
yeah,
and
yeah.
Telegraph. And we were there just playing euchre, drinking some beer.
It was a town house or whatever.
Yeah, but it was like a hotel chain or something, right?
Yeah, but it was meant for like business
Extended
guys.
stay.
Yes, business guys that were in town for 3 months and didn't want to be at a shitty hotel. And so it had a living room and it was like a full 2-story, townhouse type thing.
Yes.
But to your point, also like hotel based or something. And there were 2 guys living there. One was up to more shenanigans.
Yeah.
And we knew we didn't even know that guy. We didn't know he existed at the time. The cops did. We just knew the guy that had moved in there and was, we were always looking for a place to party. And so he was like, yeah, man, roommate's gone. I'm not even going to be there if you guys want to go there and play cards. So we just go there with our dumb girlfriends, a pack of cards, a case of beer. And then holy hell broke loose. They didn't believe us.
The funny thing is how non-clandestine that drug bust was, because I remember like a half hour before that, Mo was leaving, Deuce brother Mo.
Yep.
And he's walking out and he's like in the doorway looking down toward the parking lot. He's like, hey guys, anybody leaves, be careful. There's a ton of cops out here.
And he was the only one with weed on him. Yeah. But he like went out to the car and smoked a joint as he fucking drove out of the parking lot.
We're like, all right, Mo, good deal.
All right, see you, Mo. Biggest stoner
Half hour
in the
later,
group.
boom, down comes the door.
And they found a single bong
Yeah.
in the wall with like weed resin in it. It was like, ha 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 ha, here it is, you fucking goddamn drug scum dealers. And we're like,
And we were actually drinking pretty lightly that night, if I remember too.
yeah, we were
There's
just
like
getting started.
there's like the first 12 pack there or something.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
BLD, some cards, nice evening with our girlfriends, and then they came through the window. Kicking through the fucking window, kicking in the front door. Full body armor. Helicopter outside.
That's fucking crazy, man.
And Jay and I didn't
Guns
give
to
a
our
shit.
heads. Literally, guns to our heads.
Total smart asses the entire time.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, guys do a lot of times. I mean,
If you've got us in a room, I'm sorry, it's just going to happen. We can't help it, no matter how serious the situation may be. We have to entertain ourselves with something. Speaking of shootings, there's another one. E sent me this one, and he says the interview on the news with family members is worth the watch because we've got.
yeah, it's an interesting situation.
Who are these people that try to rob? What's with the dollar stores?
I know, man.
Don't dollar stores suck dicks big time? And like everything in there's a buck.
Maybe
It
they think
seems
that it's
like-
going to be easier, like because there's not a lot of stuff there, they'll just get a quick $50 or something. I don't.
It just seems like if
don't
you're
know,
going
man.
for armed robbery, hit something that's going to have some money. Like you really want $48?
Maybe they're shitbag managers too, and a lot of times they're inside jobs or they're tipped off like, yeah, go in during this time. Joe Blow's working. He's a shithead. He'll.
Yeah. Well, a guy was shot after an attempted armed robbery at the Dayton Dollar General. He's been identified as Roosevelt Rapley of Dayton. Died around 6:27 p.m. on Wednesday. He was known to police. The deceased did have a pending weapons charge that was waiting to move forward. So we won't have to deal with that anymore. Right now, we are looking into the possibility of this individual. He may have been involved in several other commercial robberies. Witnesses said a person entered the store, pulled out a handgun, and then demanded money from the cash register. A worker who was not working the cash register was also armed and confronted Mr. Rapley. Witnesses said that he pointed the gun at the employees. In a 911 call, the man told dispatchers the suspect shot back. It's not clear how many shots were fired. Detectives are still examining evidence and ballistics to see how many shots were fired from which guns and whatnot. But because Dollar General is considered private property, the employee did not need a CCW. So as far as the employee there, he was legally possessing a weapon. He was on private property at his place of employment. And police said that Gettysburg store has been robbed 4 times this year.
Right. That's the other thing for sure.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah,
There's
they're
reason
gonna
to
start
believe that there might
arming
be
up.
issues. Like,
Yeah. And so now this guy ends up stumbling out of the store and dying there. Lost a good one. And so his family.
yeah, this is really the story, is the family on the news.
Okay. Let me guess.
Oh, go ahead.
So what do you think, Jay? Is the family?
I mean, the guy was a
Rose-
great guy. You know,
Yeah.
how could they do this to him?
Right. I'm going to say it's the opposite. They're going to call him a piece of shit and go, you know what? You know, play stupid games, win stupid prizes type of thing, you know? That great saying.
Okay.
Things are furious. Their brother, who police say
Shit.
was an armed robber, was gunned down by a store clerk. The pair acknowledges that he was wrong for Roosevelt Rapley to try and rob the Dollar General on North Gettysburg Avenue, but they say the clerk shouldn't have had a gun at work. Rochelle and Juwan Rapley say their younger brother, Roosevelt Rapley, was the second of 10 siblings killed by gunfire.
I still don't believe it. Like, at the end of the day, I don't believe my brother is dead. It ain't kicked in yet.
And they're furious about how it happened.
At the end of the day, that's not right.
Police say a Dollar General clerk shot and killed 23-year-old Roosevelt, who showed a gun and demanded cash Wednesday.
Witnesses indicated that the weapon was brandished and pointed at employees.
The siblings recognize
So they
their
were
brother's
pointing a gun at
wrongdoing,
him.
He got some responsibility, but not all.
but they say that still doesn't warrant the clerk's actions.
Right and wrong is wrong. That was wrong for that clerk to shoot my brother in the chest. Yes, he's robbing y'all. Oh, well.
Oh.
Come on, police. That's what y'all supposed to do. Y'all not supposed to take matters in your own hands. If that's the case, I'll take matters in my own hands.
Police say
And that's
the
where that
clerk
interview cut off, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know, these are emotional times.
Yeah.
The death of a loved one.
Yeah.
Can't really
The
hold her
brother-
to that, right?
Why's he got a gun? I don't know, because pieces of shit like your brother keep coming in armed
guns?
with guns to rob them.
Well, that's what the brother says. Like, to me, the brother's like, I can't even believe it. I can't, like, he knows that his brother is robbing stores. That is a risk you could take. Like, it'd be like if you're playing football and you're like, you couldn't imagine that he got a concussion. Like,
Yeah.
it's just kind of goes with the business, right, of robbing stores.
They say that was the second of 10 brothers to be murdered by gunfire.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
10 brothers.
8 to go.
Oh, and 2 of them were murdered.
Yeah,
Wow.
murdered.
Damn.
Do we count that as murder?
No, you know, I was thinking about, like, if you have a CCW, is this just what you've been waiting for?
yeah.
You know, is this the equivalent of your wife is pregnant, her water just broke,
And you get to
holy
speed.
shit, it's on, man.
Yeah.
I got 8 miles to go to the hospital, and we're going 110 for
Yeah.
sure. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
it's the equivalent of that.
You walk in the back and you're like, this is why we play the game.
Yeah, you see the guy up front with the gun, give me all your shit.
Give me all your money. And it's like,
Well, Mr. Roosevelt.
be right with you, sir. Yeah, just take him down to Chinatown.
Man.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it's sucks. It's a shitty situation, but like to say that this guy, I think they said like, I think you couldn't hear it in there because it's kind of hard to understand what she's saying. But I think she kind of says like, you know, that's what the cops are for. Or I might have seen a different interview, but like that's what the cops are for. You to call them, dude. The cops aren't gonna like. He's holding the gun at you right now. The cops are not gonna be.
Yeah.
Like if he decides to shoot that right now, that's okay.
Yeah. It wasn't right, but it wasn't his right either. Well, yeah, actually it was. He was the only one that actually was allowed a gun on that property.
Right.
And you pull a gun on his employees and he shoots you, at that point, doesn't the family, I mean, have a family meeting, get all 8 brothers that are still alive and then her, just be like, look, guys, we got to be honest with ourselves. Let's be honest. We cannot be doing armed robberies and expect that we might not get shot back, especially in the neighborhoods we're doing the armed robberies in.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's crazy to me. What a
I mean,
life, man. that
do a
must
little
be.
background. This place has been hit 4 times this year.
Right.
At
gonna be
some
ready.
point, they're going to fucking wise up and, I don't know, bring a samurai sword, at least. Probably a gun, though.
Right. That's a good point. I think you would want to go after something that hasn't been robbed so many times,
Yeah.
just because it'd be more off guard, catch them off guard.
Yeah, and that's more, I don't think you're protecting the store. I don't think anyone at the dollar store that works there gives a shit about
But
the
you could
dollar
be
store.
protecting yourself.
Oh
though.
yeah, that's
Okay.
what it is.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yo, fuck
You know,
yeah.
You're,
when
not,
I
you're
was
not trying to be a hero. You're just glad you get to pull the trigger.
God, no. I mean, everyone's worked kind of jobs, I suppose. You know, if you worked any kind of job with a cash register. But like when I was working at the gas station overnights, that's the biggest, just because there's no one else there. I'm just sitting there. And dude, if someone walks in and wanted to rob that gas station, do whatever the fuck you take it all, man. You know, I mean,
Would you announce that right away? Like,
yes,
I
would
am
just
no
be like,
hero.
"Look, my hands are behind, dude. Here's a register. Here's a whatever. Take what
Let
you
me
fucking
be
want.
clear. Here's the phone. Let me.
I'll turn
report on
around
the
and won't even
wall.
look at you.
Let me open the safe for you, sir.
Yeah.
Right.
I am no hero at all. The phone cord is ripped out of the wall. There's no buzzer. I'm not calling anyone. If you need help loading shit into the car, let me know. I'm pretty good at carrying stuff.
I mean, Holland's a pretty technical, you know, people see Holland's probably a pretty safe area, although they have a kind of a side of the town that's a little not as great. But still, looking back on that, I never was really scared about that. But that is a crazy situation if you work a job where you're working a job like that, where you're the only person in the building at 3 a.m. or something. I mean,
Is there a job out there that is worth defending?
a real job. Like, I mean, you're not. I guess. Like,
I mean, yeah, like if you're working a midnight shift at Burger King, dude,
No.
you're not fucking taking
Right.
a perp down.
I mean,
Whatever.
if you're the owner of a jewelry store or something,
See, but everything's insured.
yeah.
hopefully, right? Yeah.
I would think, you know, if you're one of the guys that sells fruit out of a cart in New York City, like that's all you got. That's your gig. You got to protect that with everything you got. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's how you're making your money right now.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. You're right. I can't think of a job. You're right. Other than that, like that situation you just described is probably one. Honestly, those people probably do have this like weird thing where I don't know how those work, but they you know what I mean? They lease it out, or maybe they have to have a loan on it because if you walk around New York, you'll see those parts where at like 4 a.m, like there's a building that there's like 50 of them. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
yeah,
and then
yeah,
like,
yeah, and they all
at like
go
a
pick
certain
'em up.
time, they all just start coming and picking them up and dropping them off at 45th and 10th or
Yep.
whatever.
And then they just ice that basket. And
Yeah.
Get their fruit slices all cut up on
Right.
sticks.
So they might be pretty
Yeah.
hard to. They might want to defend that shit.
I can't think of another one though.
No, I can't.
Yeah.
Like I said,
It would
no
have to-
chance.
What is worth more than your life? You're essentially asking.
Well, you're assuming that I'm going to lose. Let's assume I win. Let's look at this event as a glass half full opportunity. Yeah, it would have to be like your own business of some sort. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like something that personally means something to you. I am not taking a bullet for someone else's job.
Right.
Forget it. Sorry.
No, you're irreplaceable something, right? That's your own business, some jewelry or something.
You're hung up on jewelry. I don't think jewelry even.
I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
That was like, I will say the one thing that was funny about that gas station when I mentioned that there is like a bad side of Holland. There is a side of Holland that's a little less, a little worse. And when I was doing
Like
that,
Bloods and Crips bad, or
there's
just like
there's gang activity in Holland and stuff. Actually, there is a side. God, honestly, the reality is there's a lot of people that are migrant workers that work like picking.
Whoa,
I know.
Do you want to apologize?
No,
or-
I don't. That's
really?
the situation.
just because they're migrant workers. A lot of those guys are very, very hardworking family men.
understand
you just
that, but
immediately
Some of
send
the
them
best
into,
people out there
Sure,
are
of
migrant
course.
workers.
Of course.
he just sees MS-13. You know
Right,
what I mean?
Sure. Anyway, so when you're training to work at the overnight one I was at, you're supposed to like have 3 nights with another person, which makes a lot of sense because dude, things come up in jobs like that you can't. It's not like getting in the day shift where there's a manager there or something. And so my second day, like I'd had one training day with somebody, and my second day I had to go to the other shell station that was on the worst part.
So you're expected to know how to run all the gas tanks and all that shit?
I don't really know what I'm expecting. That's the funny thing. When you ask that, I don't
Like
know.
you've had
like,
that shit. You go to work the thing, and it's like, God damn,
damn
it's
it.
not,
Dude,
but
honestly-
it already took my money or whatever, and so you go in there, and you're like, hey, this pump.
Yeah.
It's a crazy
You
situation.
imagine he's just sitting there like, I don't know, dude.
I know.
It's so easy though to run that because all you have to do is take that open close sign and turn it around and then hit the lights.
Right, exactly.
Like that's the ultimate fix for everything.
For
It's
sure.
Like, whoop.
Right.
Did you know how to cancel like a credit card and stuff?
I
It's
guess
like,
I-
my credit card ran through, but now the pump
Here's the
doesn't work.
problem. I did know how to do it.
You knew those details.
But people don't believe it, whether you do or not. You know what I mean? They're sitting, like, I do remember very specifically one time this lady just going on and on to me about it. And I'm like, look at,
It got declined? or
I
something,
I
or-
think I don't remember the exact situation, but it just started, and then she was like, it stopped. I don't remember the reason, but she was under the impression that her credit card, like someone was gonna pull up next and just like be able to use her credit card. I'm
Right.
like, no, ma'am, I've shut it off. You know, blah, that's not gonna happen. And she just wouldn't believe it. So then
For
I'm just
some reason.
right. So I know, but then but what can I do at that point? I've told her that I did know how to
Ghost
do
her.
what I was doing.
Let
and then
her
I
just keep chirping in the
So
background.
then we just sat there
And ignore her.
and
Stalemate.
I called my manager, like, but like again, it's
He's
like.
just sitting on a stool, just looking at her. I don't know what to tell you.
And then I tell her like, well, can you call somebody? I'm like, it literally was like 3 a.m. and I'm like, well, I've called her. We can wait to see when she calls back, but other than that, no, I can't do
Yeah.
anything. I mean, what can I tell you?
What is it? What is the confrontation level like, E, when someone's card is declined, and you have to be the one to tell them, like, "Sir, I'm sorry, but your card's been declined."
I mean, I've had to
And
deal
they've
with
got
that
a
at other
handful of like
places, too.
candy bars and
Oh
cigarettes.
my god, dude, that
and
was
it's like,
actually there was a lot of annoying shit about working that. Like, you know, there's a
Did
lot
you
of
ever have
great
that come up?
people,
Because
but-
that's always a fucking
No,
weird.
what would happen on that place a lot of times, honestly, was people with fucking bridge cards would be complaining that like, oh, I know there's
Oh, the
money on
migrant
here and
workers you
stuff.
were talking about, E? All
Oh,
on their bridge
anybody. It
cards?
could be anybody that
He was
can
just
have bridge
talking like
cards,
white
but-
trash right there. So
Yeah, that exactly. I actually was talking about white trash there.
I saw him
Um,
toggle between migrant and white trash.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, yeah.
You're right though. I mean, there was a time one time where I was in I was tired as fuck and I was just kind of going through and there was this fat lady that was just like, "Hey, do you know if you can buy what was it, Slurpees on my bridge card or something?" I was just like, "I hope not." And I just walked back to the register.
Did you say that?
Yeah,
I
it was
hope
just,
not.
I said, "I hope not." Well, dude, I would get people that would
That's a fucking hilarious
I would-
response, E. That's great.
I would get people, dude, that would they would bring their bridge cards and they would buy chips and like Monster energy drinks on their bridge cards, and then they would pull out their debit card or cash and buy lottery tickets and smoke. So they'd be like, "You fucking piece of shit! I'm working 3 jobs, and you're a fuck." But no, but
Yeah, don't they trade them too?
Oh, yeah. Fuck yes.
Because you can't buy smokes and liquor with those
Yes.
bridge cards, and so it's like, I'll give you half the value of this, and you buy my
Yes.
smokes and beer. It's like just a game,
Right.
Meant to help you out in a pinch. You can feed your family. It's like, nope.
But what happened
Found a
was
way to rig the system.
So what
Get your
happened?
Lottos.
What happened at that job was like the second night I worked, the person just didn't show up. So there was a person that was there till like 10 p.m. at night, and I'm showing up at 9:50 or whatever, and they're just like, "Well, I hope they show up." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's about to be my second night. I don't even barely know what I'm doing." And she's like, and then the girl just goes, "Well, I'm sorry." And then that person just left, and now I'm just sitting here at the gas station, my second day. Yeah, I don't even know what to do.
You're running the show, E.
I'm running the show.
Yeah, this is your gig now, man. Don't drop the ball.
And
Dude, I'm telling you, the trick is just flip that open close
I
sign
know,
and hit the
dude.
lights, dude.
I know. I was just
You can't-
praying that nothing big happened. I'm just like, please don't have any real things. And
Did
I
you
got
have
through
bulletproof
it.
glass?
No, it wasn't that bad. But
Really?
No. But I mean, luckily the night got through or whatever. But it was like, I just remember thinking like, holy fuck, man, this is, I might have like just left. Not like left, but I might have called a manager and if she had picked up and like,
I'm out.
you know what, dude, I'm out. This is my second night and you can't even give me like our trade. I don't know what to do here. I have someone yelling at me about
How many people do you think saw how little E was paying attention behind that register and just
Yeah.
robbed that place without mercy?
It's
the amount of
pretty-
handfuls
no.
of candy that went walking out that front door.
It would not be that easy to do. I mean, I wouldn't stop anybody. And
Hell no.
See, that is a funny thing, though. You know, you talk about when we say that, what would be worth it? We're putting into an extreme example of having someone has a gun. But in reality, even someone fucking going in and like just grabbing a 2-liter and just, I guess you can kind of be like, "Hey, dude," but you are just
I
there by
wouldn't say-
yourself.
I
And it
wouldn't
is
even say
different
that.
at 3 a.m.
No.
Like, it's different if it's at 1 p.m. and there's people in there. But 3 a.m, some guy's just going to walk in and grab a few 2-liters and walk out.
Someone walks into my gas station, fills up one of those big giant Slurpees, grabs one of those gross-looking ham sandwiches off the rack, and walks out the door. He doesn't get so much as a second glance from me.
Right.
Don't give a fuck.
I
Nope.
know.
Nope.
That's an interesting thing.
If he decides to pay, good on him. He's an honest soul. But if not,
What do you think,
Okay.
Jay? Honestly, like,
Yeah, you never know what they could do to you, right?
That's the
I
thing.
just saw a video today that 3 women went into a beauty shop and stole a bunch of shit. When the shop owner caught them, they like attacked the guy, you know, pepper sprayed him and shit, beat him up. Like,
remember our friend that took a bowling ball to the head?
I do.
oh Jesus, yeah, like, and that guy was just trying to do his job.
On his birthday.
On
That
his
becomes
birthday.
such a weird thing. The more I think about it, the more I don't know what I would really do. I probably would just kind of be like, I might not say anything.
I feel like you have to give some resistance. You,
Right.
there, over there.
Yeah.
I saw what you did.
Can I help you, sir?
Maybe you know, the competitive nature in all of us might kick in where it's like,
Not on my watch.
or more like, don't think you got away clean with that.
Right, like
I
maybe
don't
be like-
care. Enjoy the meal and the Slurpee, but don't think for a second you're smarter than me and I
Yeah.
didn't see this.
That's a good point. I might say, like, look, dude, do whatever you want, but
I saw that.
I did see that
for the
you took
record-
that. I'm not that dumb. I'm just there's no one else in the store, dude. I'm just.
Yeah, I'd be afraid that he'd, come up and go, "What'd you say to me, son?" and then beat you up.
I know.
Especially
dude.
if you don't have that glass in front of you as protection.
Right, that is a thing when you have just open, just an open
Yeah.
situation.
Anyway, transgender comedian, actress, Daphne Dorman, who was referenced in Dave Chappelle's anti-trans Netflix special, has died by suicide.
Yeah.
I read that headline and I was like, oh man, that's brutal. As a headline, total clickbait. She's referenced in Dave Chappelle's anti-trans Netflix special, and now she's committed suicide. I mean, if you're Dave Chappelle and have
Blood
to live
on his
with that-
hands.
oh my God! Oh, turns out she's a super. I don't know if it's a he or a she. It's a she. She was a super fan of Dave Chappelle's work. Went to tons of his shows. And she stood up for him online. Punching down requires you to consider yourself superior to another group. Dave Chappelle doesn't consider himself better than me in any way. He isn't punching up or punching down. He's punching lines. That's his job, and he's a master of his craft.
Ooh, punching
Hash-
lines. Get it?
Yeah, I get it. I like it.
Hashtag sticks and stones. Hashtag I'm that Daphne. So for all the people, oh yeah, this is what happens when you make fun of trans people. It's a sad statistic.
There is an enormous suicide rate.
40%, pre-op and post.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you think you're gonna go full transition and that's gonna make life better, the suicide rates are insanely high still.
There might just be some mental illness at the core of this.
That's not gonna help. That's a little shot
Well,
on her Facebook page, and it's sad. This party goes, well. She starts her statement. She posts on Facebook saying goodbye to loved ones. I'm sorry. I've thought
that's
about
what you
this.
do. You post
Right.
on Facebook.
Well, she was kind of an activist, sort of, and did some acting and theater stuff. So I think there were a lot of people looked up to her, and so that's probably why she's more of a public figure than than most people. I've thought about this a lot before this morning. How do you say goodbye? And I'm sorry, and I love you to all the beautiful souls for the last time. There's no good way. That's what I got out of all that thought. To those of you who are mad at me, please forgive me. To those of you who wonder if you failed me, you didn't. To those of you feel like I failed you, I did, and I'm sorry, and I hope you remember me in better times and better light. I love you all. I'm sorry. Please help my daughter, Naya, understand that none of this is her fault. Please remind her that I loved her with every
That'll
fiber
be
of
real
my
easy
being.
to do.
Huh?
That'll be real easy
What?
to explain this
You
to
know,
her daughter.
put that on us?
Just kind of throw it in. Right, exactly. Like now it's like on us to be like,
Well, it's interesting. It's like,
I got enough on my plate, E.
right now we got to worry about this transgender girl's daughter or boy or whatever she is.
I don't know if we know yet.
It's hard
Naya-
to say.
I don't know if it's that hard to say.
Well, it's, people are like, how could Bruce Jenner or Caitlyn Jenner be a fan of the Republican Party and blah, 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 and conservative? I'm like, yeah, still technically like 63-year-old dude. I mean, white dude with a nest egg. I mean, he may have transitioned, but he's still that guy, essentially. And so this people, here it's like, how could you even like Dave Chappelle's stand-up? I mean, the guy fucking is mean to trans, blah, blah. Like, yeah, still a dude who,
E, would
growing
you?
up.
And, if you take that head off, it looks kind of hot. I mean,
Can't take the head
I
off.
know, but I'm just saying, if you were to like somehow hide the head, the stomach has done a good job of making it look feminine.
Are there other pictures?
Some big hands, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Give a strong handy. You got that to look forward to.
Yeah. Here, 1 second. Yeah, those aren't great. As far as would I? As far as the would I question,
Come on, guys, you guys throw around hot. Like,
Yeah, when it
long
applies, I mean,
hair and
they're pretty decent. If you look, they are pretty decent hits for a fake fake guy tits, I guess. Where's the, like this? Look at that.
Hey, guys, the funny thing is, if anyone trans is listening right now, he is not trying to be offensive at all.
I know.
Trying to explain himself.
Fake guy
Yeah.
tits. Like,
Those are pretty good.
describing what he sees.
Those are not pretty good. E.
I think they are. I think if you take the head off and you just look at those jugs, I think that you could.
They appear lopsided and hard.
But okay,
Don't they
that's
look a
what
little
fake girl
hard?
tits look like, though.
Yeah, those are.
I'm just thinking if you just
Went too big.
Okay, but you can't look at those and agree that if you took that head off, I think those aren't that bad.
Dorman volunteered at the
Have we
San
taken the
Francisco.
dick off too? Do we know that?
That's a good question.
I don't know. I'm
right.
not sure about that.
Not sure where we were with that.
If not, you guys could do that sword fighting thing in the toilet when you got to take that morning whiz after
Yeah.
a night of drinking. That's always fun.
For sure.
She volunteered at the San Francisco LGBT Center as an instructor for trans code.
What about the Q? Q
I
got
don't know.
left off.
Yeah. A series of classes aimed at training transgender members of the community for a career in tech with specific emphasis on programming for the internet. Dorman has a strong background in tech and was a senior software engineer for Vignetta until August of this year. It's like, wow, seeing women get into the tech industry, it's refreshing, you know?
Yeah, we've heard how this demographics.
The thing is, they have to say that a woman got in, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
They do.
I don't.
She's a woman. I mean, dude, doing code and on the internet, senior VP or whatever of software development. Yeah, we're never going to break down these walls, these barriers for women until women start getting into the industry. And
It's so funny.
nice.
Like I actually, just like Friends had it recently. I think, of course, I read some article. How now younger people are watching Seinfeld, right, and going like, "Oh my God, these jokes." And I just thought about you're talking about those hands. Like think about like the man hands.
Yeah.
Like how would that doesn't like hold up? Well, why would that be wrong?
know.
Like what's wrong with
Man
that?
Yeah, the amount of times where you accidentally Ross and Joey fall asleep on the couch and
Yeah,
end
oh,
up
yeah.
laying on each other and then freak
whoa.
the fuck out.
Oh, I'm not gay. I'm not
Whoa!
gay.
It's like, dude, you just fucking shoulder to shoulder relax. They're acting like, oh God, get the
Gross.
fucking homo
Ooh.
off me. Ooh. Yeah, that stuff doesn't hold up. Art director Matthew Bitton, who was present for the Sticks and Stones photo shoot, expressed condolences. Very sad day. Rest in peace, power, and glory, Daphne Dorman. I'll never forget our hilarious photo shoot for the Chappelle Sticks and Stones epilogue. Yeah, it's a terrible story.
This.
It's a terrible story, especially when there's a kid there and.
These are valuable human beings.
Yeah, it sounds like she did do a lot in the community, and people were what?
Look at this. I'm sorry, but I mean, I'm sorry, but
He's now really.
We're trying to segue out of this
really
in a,
trying to just back
a
out
nice
gracefully.
positive way.
We've already done enough
He's
to
like,
make us like.
fuck, dude, look at that one. That's gross. That's gross.
I can't ignore that.
Hold
image.
on, before you guys try to save
I mean,
this bit, let me
she
show you
really
how
did.
gross she was.
She was really meaningful in the.
I can't help it. That image.
Jay, I realize I don't want us to get canceled. And we should be canceled for the last 5 minutes, and then
know.
it's trying to just be like, okay, haha. But it's a sad fucking story. It's a
Yeah,
human being,
it is.
and sounds like was really going out of her way to help the community, work with the community. Do you have any more hideous photos you want to show us, E, before we get off this?
I mean, probably.
You want to dead name her really quick?
I'm good for
While
now.
we're at it?
No.
Okay.
Russell dipped his toe in this whole.
Trans world?
Yeah, a little bit this weekend. Yeah. Get this.
Oh boy.
He got a perm.
Fuck off. I need to see it now. Now. I'm not going another minute without seeing Russell's perm.
He's not identifying as a chick or anything. He just got a perm.
I need to see it now.
You know what he ended up looking like? He ended up looking like
An asshole.
Yes, but Uncle Lewis from Christmas Vacation. Can you picture him? He has like the rug on
the
top.
rug on top?
The
Yeah.
rug on top,
It
and
catches
it's
fire.
curly. Yes, but then the sides are kind of just straight. Kind of looks like E's hair. Honestly,
Is this a Bob Ross thing he's going for? Like what?
he didn't get it like tight up Jerry curl. He just got like he got a lot of body. But it's a friggin' perm.
Did you know this was coming?
That's what it looks like, man. Yeah, he was like, I'm getting a perm. I'm like, nah, okay, sure you are.
Did you care? Or did you you think he was full of
I'm like,
shit?
You're gonna look awful, dude. He's like, I'm gonna look sick. I'm like, you're gonna look awful.
course.
I'm gonna look sick. Okay, do what you're gonna do.
What did he
Yeah.
think when it happened?
Does he in fact look sick?
In his mind.
He does look kind of good with it.
Really?
Yeah, kind of.
Do you have a picture? You're gonna drop that bomb on us and not show us a
I know.
photo?
I
mean,
honestly,
dude.
I don't have a picture.
Please take one. I
Oh,
don't know how long.
please now. I want to see him when he's fresh out of the shower,
Well,
what his curls look like, when it's blown
How
dry.
can I not have a picture on my phone? Homecoming was yesterday. He went to homecoming with a perm. Yeah, I know.
How did his date feel about this? Was he pissed?
Dude, it's 2019.
Was this?
Well, let me see if I can find one. I can't believe I don't have a picture of Russell on homecoming.
Probably did that.
I do have a picture of these.
Subconsciously.
Do you have these all over your driveway?
A piece of poop? No.
No, that's a caterpillar. Those black and,
Oh, yeah.
and brown
And
ones.
mush them.
What are those exactly?
I don't know.
Because they're everywhere, dude.
Really?
Everywhere.
I don't know.
Jesus, you're nodding your head. What the hell are they, though? What are they going to grow into? What are they going to metamorphosize
Butterflies, right?
into? That is no butterfly. That is a moth of some sort.
Ugh.
But they're just, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll bring in a picture of Russell.
Yeah, please.
Kind of looks like Rand Paul. Yeah.
Oh, God, it's getting worse.
A mix between Uncle
There's no
Lewis and Rand
freaking-
Paul.
There's no
How close to
homecoming
greatest-
pictures on Facebook.
He
Here.
looks like-
I thought I went to Facebook thinking that maybe someone.
Oh,
had
Gab
posted-
doesn't have him up
No.
either? She must be embarrassed.
Yeah, oh, mortified. How,
It's
how
absurd.
close?
They're
How
using
close
photos.
to Greatest American Hero are we?
No, it's not as tight as that. It's more like E. It really is a lot like E's head.
So I wonder where he got this idea. Who planted this?
Well, we have a wedding coming up as well, and I think he wanted for both to kind of make a statement.
Yeah,
He looks like an asshole.
yeah, I'm sure he does. Did he pay? You didn't pay for this, right? He's buying his own
Paid for it.
perms.
His
right?
friend's mom did it.
Seriously?
Yeah. He's like, yeah, and then they put a bag over your head and
yeah.
they squirt this juice in there. I'm like, just sit under one of those dryers, Russell.
Oh,
Yep.
I've had to sit under one of those things before when I dyed my hair in high school.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not a good feel. You don't feel good sitting under those things because I've done the same thing.
Yeah.
Colored hair. Yep.
Then I saw him today after practice. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I got to go shower, but I'm a little afraid my perm's going to wear out in the shower. I'm like, just
It
freaking
won't.
wash your head, dude.
You'll be fine. Yeah. Wash your head, dude. Please, I demand a photo of him. I have to. From all angles, too. Can you do like a 360 video?
It's so
Fucking
stupid.
Russ. Oh, Russell. God, these school lunch things where people are just not paying for lunches anymore.
Yeah.
It's really gotten to be crazy. I see more, and like the
Yeah,
school
well-
finally goes, hey, you're fucking so far behind. We're just going to give you shit now. You just get a cold lunch. And people are, this is bullshit. It's not fair. How could they do? And people are like, yeah, this is outrageous. I'm like, okay, pack a fucking lunch then, or send your kid with the $3 it costs for lunch.
Some people can't, man. What?
I know it's just California just took a step forward in changing school environments and shaming and all that stuff. Governor Gavin Newsom signed into law a new piece of legislation that guarantees all students will receive lunch even if their parents have not paid their meal fees. So imagine more parents are just not going to pay meal fees in California. They say students should not
Meeting, I said a meal.
meal fees. Says students shouldn't be denied a meal of their choice because of unpaid fees. It also ensures that the pupil is not shamed or treated differently from other pupils. Newsom's support for the bill was inspired by a young boy earlier this year. Napa County elementary school student Ryan Quixote called national attention to how kids at his school were shamed and singled out because of inadequate funds. And so he gathered his whole allowance, all $74.80 of it, and used it to pay off his third grade class's lunch debt. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember that story.
The two met earlier this year. The governor said, I want to thank Ryan for his empathy and his courage in bringing awareness to this important issue. School lunch debt in the U.S. has frequently made headlines. A survey by the School Nutrition Association. Nutrition. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Loosely
Oh my
defined.
God. Doritos are, part of the dairy group now, the cheese group. School Nutrition Association found that 3/4 of school districts reported having unpaid student meal debt. And I saw little Jefferson Sharpnack. Did you have that video, E? In September, he was on CNN, and it was his birthday.
Look at this little young Republican, huh?
Yeah. Well, he's broke as shit. And so he can't pay for stuff. And it's his birthday, and he goes and he gets his hot meal, and he sets it down. And they're like, give me that fucking hot meal, you son of a bitch.
Because he owed?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, look what they did to him. Go ahead.
Like a week ago.
Listen to that voice.
I was at school. I was in lunch. I was getting ready to go sit at my table when the lunch lady took my cheesy breadsticks and went to the fridge and took out bread on cheese and put it on my lunch tray.
Piece of bread
And how did that make you feel to have them take away your lunch right in front of your classmates?
Hurt.
Okay,
It
stop.
hurt.
This kid's
No doubt
9.
about it.
Why is he talking like a 3-year-old?
I don't know. Why is he wearing a bow tie?
What the hell, man? That seriously, there's a developmental issue here. I'm worried about.
Well, are you sure it's just not malnourished?
He's just
getting,
got to feed this kid, man, because
he's getting Wonder Bread and government cheese
he's holding
slices.
a goddamn Beanie Baby, talking like a 3-year-old.
Yeah. And what is that, Nana? His great Nana next to him?
I don't know what that is.
What's going on in this dynamic in this family? I don't
What
know.
the hell is that?
It hurt. Dude, imagine. It's his birthday. It's my birthday.
That
You
sucks,
expect
man.
to walk into class and they're going to have a little party for you. He goes and gets his little hot meal for lunch, sits down, and they're like, yoink, I don't think so, pal. And then just set down a piece of bread and cheese.
Poor kid.
His birthday. Not his fault.
No kid deserves that.
No. Well, some do.
No, they
Really bad ones. There's a lot of shitty kids out there, Jay. Think of some that I went to school with that deserve nothing but fucking bread and cheese. It was my birthday. Over the summer, one Pennsylvania school district, nice job, Pennsylvania school district, sends a letter home saying any student who owed lunch money should pay or they'd go to foster care.
Who would think that would
Literally,
play?
that's
Okay.
what it says.
Yes. The foster care system asked the schools to cease and desist with this type of language. What is that? One hot-headed principal or administrator in the super
Sits down at his computer.
It's like, God damn it, we're never sick of this. Can't even get new books this year because this goddamn hot lunch. Fuck this. Anybody that's got an outstanding debt is going into foster care if you can't pay. In May, Chobani Yogurt Company. We like Chobani.
Yeah. Back when
Yeah.
I ate dairy.
Paid off the lunch debt of some students after finding out a Rhode Island school system had announced that any students with unpaid balances would be getting a sun butter and jelly sandwich, and that's it. What is sun butter and jelly?
I don't know, man. Probably something like almond butter or something. But yeah, there seems to be a real influx of this, right? You
Yeah.
know, we went to elementary school. I remember there were kids who clearly were getting free lunches or whatever, but
Did you notice that? See, I didn't even know that was a thing or going on. Like my parents, my mom always just made me a shitty lunch. Like I didn't go get hot pizza in elementary
don't get me
school.
started. Okay.
Yeah, my lunch was probably better than yours, but yeah, I mean,
But no, I think unfortunately we've reached a point where that's not priority for a parent to go, yeah, you know, I'm going to make sure my kid's lunch is covered. You know, I'm going to forego this pack of cigarettes so my kid can eat, and realizing that, you know, if I don't send them, they'll figure it out at school. There's like a lack of
Yeah.
shame, right? That kicks in. You're like,
Yes.
well, they'll figure it out. They'll give them something.
and you realize a pack of cigarettes today, that's a good comparison, could probably feed your kids lunch for the week.
For the price of a cup of coffee.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
Honestly,
pack
like
of
if
cig-
you're
yeah.
paying $8 for a pack of cigarettes, you could buy a thing of lunch meat, a loaf of bread,
For sure.
one of those cases with a bunch
Yeah.
of little chips in them.
But why do that if you know the school's just going to pick it up?
I know, and I get it, dude. Like it would have been mortifying to be a kid at that age. Like there's so much going on already in your world that you're concerned about. To be that kid that can't go, doesn't have it, you don't want to be shamed, and you can fuck a kid up for real doing that. But there's this weird entitled idea, like, how dare you take this away? It's like, oh, I don't know. I mean, why the fuck is the school supposed to be buying
I know they're
all
in the
your
business
lunches?
of providing
Like,
free lunches for everybody now. Yeah.
it's just weird, you know, and have this massive outstanding balance. And
yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but obviously you need to help some people out, and the last thing you want to do is give them make it obvious that they're getting something.
Right.
You know, oh, here's the broke kid lunches. Whoa, hold on, we got the fucking sack of shit parents lunches over here.
Right,
You know
right.
the drill.
Yeah.
No, you can't do that.
Piece of bread with cheese on it.
Yeah.
So honey butter looks like it's just an alternative.
Sun.
You have-
I knew
sun
it was going to
butter.
be sunflower. Yeah.
No, if
Sunflower
you
seed butter.
if you have nut allergies or whatever.
Oh, don't get me started, man.
Yeah, I know.
Well, you couldn't dare have peanut butter on
Right.
a school campus nowadays. Half the fucking
Would
student
die
body
somehow.
would drop dead.
Right.
Yeah.
So weird.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of food, Hamlin Pubs, they're inviting you to their 6 Metro Detroit locations. Come enjoy Hamlin Pubs' great food, their drinks, their atmosphere. Whether you're watching the game with your buddies or out for a meal with the family, it's always a great time at their Rochester, Clarkston, Chesterfield, 2 Shelby Township locations, and now their newest location in Richmond.
Very good. Did you see the Brazilian singer
Yeah.
doing a little headband?
A little dizzy.
Is there something about there's something just extra satisfying, like when you see someone trying to be cool or do something cool and then it really
Fall
doesn't
off
work
the
out.
stage or
Yeah.
whatever, yeah.
Kelsey Grammer, the air of smugness when
Yes.
Kelsey Grammer falls off the stage, is just, it's just beautiful. It's an art form. And this chick, who is gross, by the way, I'm gonna go on record and say that. No
She is.
offense. I'm sure she's a lovely person, but gross. Gabby Marantos. Good looking assy. What do you think?
No.
No, not into that.
No. Well, thank
But
you.
she thinks she's the cat's ass rocking the stage. Go ahead, E. Makes herself a little bit dizzy.
She had a thong on?
Oh yeah. Talk about lack of shame.
Head's just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah. Whoa.
Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Bam. Falls backward. Hits her head on a table.
Yeah, I got it.
Is there anything worse than being dizzy? Oh my
It
God.
does suck.
That almost made me dizzy just watching her.
Yeah. So, a little dizzy. It's hard to look cool when you look so uncool in the end. I want to see her wipe out one more time. It's terrible. It's awful, obviously.
So the DJ stand behind her, she hits her head on?
Yeah. She's feeling the crowd. She's rocking out.
Uh-oh, uh-oh. Bam.
Oh. Surprised she didn't take that damn DJ table out.
I know. She's back up.
Oh, it's a good look.
Seamless.
Yeah. She's been discharged from the hospital. She got some stitches. She finished the song, though, because she's badass.
Yeah.
And then, lastly, before we get to a little bit of email, did you see the play? People are sending this around over the weekend. There's the Wizard of Oz.
Oh, yeah.
Got a
Speaking
little
of falling
Toto.
off the stage.
Yeah,
little guy.
They call him an aspiring dog actor.
Looks like a dog actor to me.
I know, but do you think he's
take
an
issue with-
aspiring, or does he have an owner that is an aspiring?
Yeah, I'd take aspiring out of it. He's in a play, man. He's Toto. He's got
Yeah.
the role.
I mean,
He's
that's
got one of the greatest roles out there.
Ugh, classic. You can't fuck up Toto, though.
Yeah.
And he's running off the stage, dramatic part
And
of the
he
film.
lands this role as a non-Karen Terrier. What is
Really?
he? Yeah, what is he? He's no Karen Terrier.
I don't know. I don't know what he is.
He's a cute.
Yeah, yes. Dorothy is seen calling out to him, and he's like, "No, my role says I run off the stage." And they say maybe the lights got to him, and he didn't see
He'd had
the edge.
enough.
He didn't see the edge of the stage, and his little legs are still running.
I
as
know.
He goes over to yeah.
There he goes.
No, I'm doing my job. No, doing my job.
God damn. I love it.
Shut up, Dorth. Oh, I missed my mark. I missed my mark on the stage. Sorry about that, guys.
Looks mechanical the way he just keeps stepping right off the stage.
So does Dorothy have to address this now?
Oh no. Oh, Toto.
Shut up. I'm gonna hit my mark. I'm gonna hit my mark. A little thud.
Oh my God.
What does she say here?
Oh, sorry.
Well, let's see if Toto's okay. Oh God, do I feel like a real boob? Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, I guess that's what she says. Oh, let me just see if Toto's okay.
Yeah, that's a non-traditional breed for Toto.
Yeah. Is Toto okay?
Yeah. He's done. He'll never work again.
Anything broken, Toto? Just my pride. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna be all right. But boy, oh boy, I ruined the whole production. You didn't, though, Toto. You're bringing international attention to it.
Yeah, really. It's gone viral.
Imagine when he hit the ground, probably 4 feet
I
later.
know.
That's quite
Like
a thud.
proportionally.
Right.
Think about how far that son of a bitch just fell.
Yeah.
Like it'd be us falling, 40 feet.
Boy, with gravity, it really is. I mean,
It's unforgiving.
when the floor gives, you are down quick.
There's no defying it.
Yeah. was watching this documentary.
You want to watch this? I mean,
Yeah, how can we not
I
watch
was gonna,
Kelsey
I mean,
Grammer?
mine
I
as
mean-
well. We're right here.
Kelsey, look at his hand. He's
What is it? Small World?
Yeah.
It's
I was in a small world.
He's got one hand in his pocket. He's sort of telling us how it is.
you can, and we've done this before. So if he can pause it
Through It's a Small World.
Sorry, what were you gonna say?
when we don't have to do it now, but we've done this experiment before, and we've been able to pause at the exact moment that his ego rushes from the body.
Oh, I
You
know.
can literally see, all that, smugness flies out of his system.
Pretending I was a UN interpreter.
Pretending I was a UN interpreter.
Look at him.
I think I'm... Wow.
This is a very uniquely cut front of the stage.
And it really is. It is the best.
It's like a puzzle piece. Step
Why
right into it.
do we have a live Tetris board on stage? Ooh, seems really inappropriate.
Oh, Kelsey.
Right there. You can literally see it fly out of his body. One more time. I got to hear his words.
Yeah, right.
Trip through It's a Small World, pretending I was a UN interpreter.
Oh Lord.
Oh, God. Oh, Lord. And then that.
I think I'm okay.
Ooh, I think I'm okay.
I think I'm okay.
That is a weird cutout on the stage.
Yeah,
I know,
it's very
for
odd.
sure.
Speaking of gravity, I was watching some documentary over the weekend on one of the guys on the moon, or was listening to one. I was listening to a podcast, and they're talking about how who was it that had like the ancient astronomer was like, yeah, I think without gravity or whatever the gravitational pull, if you were on the moon's surface, for instance, in space, if you dropped a hammer and a feather at the same time, they would both hit the ground at the same time.
Yeah.
And it was
It's
like,
all
wow.
about drag.
Yeah, and so they brought that up there. The last guy that was on the moon brought a hammer and a feather and was like,
You watch it happen.
and he was like, well, I'll be damned.
It's awesome.
He was right.
Yeah.
It was like a fucking feather and a hammer
Yeah.
just went bonk like a
great.
rock. Yeah, very cool. Should we get to a little bit of email?
We do have some email.
What do we got?
Melissa writes in,
Hello, Melissa.
bleeding from the ass for days, question mark, question mark, question
I
mark.
know, I don't buy it either.
Hi, Jay. Hi, Mike. Hi, E. I'm not sure you would really bleed profusely from your asshole for 3 days or whatever Brooke Nevins claims. While anal sex could cause anal fissures, think like paper
And tearing.
cuts.
Yeah.
Paper cuts on your ass. That would bleed. They would not bleed profusely. Bleeding would be associated with bowel movements. While blood in the toilet is alarming, Melissa agrees, the volume is not as massive as it appears. The appearance of the blood only seems voluminous as it spreads from its original location on the turd to water. Just drop some food coloring in the water for a good example.
So wait a minute. If this Nevins bitch is trying to make us feel like she was bleeding out for days, she's the one that said days, and in reality, she just saw some droplets on the napkin when she wiped. If there were just blood droplets on there,
It sounded like more than droplets to me when she told the story. But Melissa's challenging that, and it sounds like you are too.
oh, I very much am.
Another possibility is that she had internal hemorrhoids and that during the encounter they were ruptured by the penetration of a panus,
we
causing
know-
a similar view in the toilet with the next shit or the alarming presence of blood on toilet paper.
Yeah. Do we know how thick Matt Lauer's cock is? Do we know? Has anyone said, like, is he chode like a Coke can?
Is he girthy?
Is he? Yeah, because if he's extremely girthy, then I'll hear her story further. But
I've
at
not
this
heard.
point,
Not heard. This is my guess, my best guess, says Melissa. Although Jerry did say that the anus can bleed, and Michael Jackson kept tampons in his house to which Mike hypothesized would plug up little boys' buttholes.
Yeah.
Remember that story?
well, he wanted him to gape. Remember, he would bend him over on all fours and then make him gape.
Why did I read this email?
Yeah.
I'm basing this
Glad you did.
solely on the amount of blood she claims she lost and what would happen if she really lost that much blood, shortness of breath, paleness, passing out. She would basically need a transfusion and repair surgery and would have the medical records to back it up. As far as the sneaky surprise move going from vagine to a noose, I believe it's called the rocket.
From going from vagine.
I'll take your word for it, Melissa. Also, can we
Or
employ
starting on the first floor and going upstairs, going to the second floor.
the just look at her defense? I suggested you may have, but he waived that entirely by admitting to this.
Well, he probably wanted anal so bad because it meant he would be behind her and not have to look at that mouth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's.
Can we get consensus now that chick's not hot? We're now
Yeah,
a week
I
into
did see a
this.
few pictures. I don't
Hotties,
know.
this is
Sexy easy.
Yeah, I saw a few other photos. I mean, she's not ugly, but maybe not hot.
okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Glad we came
No, we
around
came,
on it.
come full circle on it. When someone says, like if I came to you and went, Jay, you're not going to believe, I've been bleeding for 3 days. Wouldn't you assume that I'm in some sort of constant state of bled? That I'm bleeding a
don't know,
lot?
man.
Or,
Like if you say from my butthole.
well, even if
Is
it's
that- is
even
that-
if I say my knee, but okay, my butthole. Let's say I took an
'Cause
extremely girthy cock over the weekend. And
I know how
and
knees
it's like,
act.
dude,
I
I've
know
been
how-
bleeding for 3 days.
I know how arms act. I know how, I know what it means when, my knee's been bleeding. Okay. But if you say butthole, like to me, all bets are off. I don't know, man. I don't know how that bleeds. I don't know what's going on in there.
Well, it's probably the puckered nature of an asshole that if you get a tear, a fissure in there, might be hard to repair quickly.
Yeah.
But I don't know that it would be, you take your underwear off and it'd be like, oh, God damn it, I ruined another pair. They're all bloody.
Sopped.
Yeah. I got to wear red underwear for the next week because I can't stop bleeding,
Dare I ask for more people to comment on this and let us know?
especially chicks or guys. I don't care, really. I imagine both men and women's anuses bleed at the same, you know what I mean? There's not a difference, right?
We just need to get to the bottom of this.
But we don't want to take too long to do it. Jesus. As you were.
NFL Bob writes in, Admiral, Ensign, and Seaman. In exposition number 1366, I believe Mike said the Navy would have trouble recruiting because of the white uniforms.
Jay
No,
said that
was
more
me.
than I did.
I did. I'm on record as that. And that brings up something interesting. I've noticed more, well, I shouldn't say more and more, pretty regularly over the years we've been doing this, where people identify something somebody in the
Yes.
room said, and it's not the person, like
I
at
know.
all. That's frightening to me.
Oh, yeah.
Frightening.
Me too,
Okay?
because they usually
because
take
your viewpoints do not represent my viewpoints.
Usually
nor
they
does
do.
that guy's.
Right.
Yeah, but here's the problem. Usually the brilliant shit I say gets attributed to you.
Oh, my
And
gosh.
it's fucking wrong. Now,
Brilliant
if,
shit
If
you
you, if you have to take an occasional, wasn't it Jay that talked on and on incessantly about an anus bleed? Like, so what? Whatever. Take that one. Who cares?
No, I just that reminded me. I've seen that a lot, and it surprises me because I feel like when I'm listening to a show, like I can easily identify who's saying what.
I went through Mark and Mike, Mike and Mark for 17 years,
Yeah.
so they can't.
I feel
because
like
I
our-
feel like the same way.
Our voices aren't similar, the three
No.
of us. I feel
No,
like
I
they're
don't
pretty
think so.
distinct.
Yeah.
But maybe it's just comments like that don't really matter. That people are like, I don't remember who the fuck said it, Mike or Jay or.
Yeah, but then don't attribute it to someone. Or say, I don't remember which one of you said it, but someone
Yeah,
on
somebody
the show said
said
this.
Yeah, faggoty white uniforms.
Well, we both said that at some point.
Come down here in your faggoty white uniforms. I didn't say it. Jack said it.
I've got 4,000 Cubans trained to kill me, so if you think for 1 second you can come down here in your faggoty white uniform and intimidate me. Something like that.
Yeah, something along those lines.
Yeah. I eat breakfast 400 yards from 5,000 Cubans trained to kill me. So if you think you can come down here in your faggoty white outfit.
Something like that.
And then wherever it goes, I can't remember the rest.
You need me on that wall.
You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. Did you order the code red?
You're goddamn right I did! Yeah, that movie.
Yeah. Everyone on the same page now? We got it?
So it wasn't me, it wasn't Mike, it was Jack, okay? He said faggoty white uniforms.
Let's do that again. That was fun. Did you order the code red? You want me on that wall. Did you order the code red? You need me on that wall. Did you order the code red?
You're goddamn right I did!
Whoa.
And then that moment, it's like
like,
holy shit, he needs counsel.
he-
Give
he
him
did.
counsel. Wow.
His Honor, he said
It
it.
was an amazing moment.
What? What? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? Really? I'm being arrested? Really? I watched that movie.
Yeah, it's good. He forgets the recruiting magnet the Navy has up its white sleeves, says Bob. The best of the best, the elite of the elite. And then he uses some Latin here, and I don't know what he's saying.
Yeah.
Il meglio di tutto, the Navy SEALs.
Is this SEAL Team 6?
The Navy SEALs. Brett, I'd watch your back. Some of these SEALs start out in faggoty white uniforms, NFL Bob.
Dude, we just referenced the faggoty white uniforms at first. Maybe we went there, but you were really specific about the Popeye nature
Yes.
of the uniforms that you had issue with. Were they faggoty white? Yes, but it was
It's
the
the
Popeye
Popeye.
hat and the bow tie thing.
Yeah, the kerchief.
The kerchief, the
I remember
pants.
saying kerchief. a couple
Yeah.
times.
The
What's hung
uncle-
up on that? The bell-bottom pants?
Yeah, the bell-bottom nature of the pants, the Cousin Eddie nature of the white shoes.
Yes.
There's a whole thing
When-
going on there.
When you compare them against the other three, it's awful.
Yeah.
And yeah, they have the Navy SEALs. Army has the Rangers. Okay.
Yeah, SEALs are dope though, dude.
Oh, Army has the Rangers. P.S. You
Raise up the
know,
berets.
you know how I know E is gay, says Bobbert as a P.S.
Oh, how does he know?
2-hour phone calls with some broad and no sex waiting for him at the end of the call.
Okay.
It's not a bad,
Yeah.
it's not a bad
Yeah.
take.
That's how he knows I'm gay. Good for him.
Well,
I'll
he's
show
just
how many-
saying, I would think at this point you're blue-balled up proper, and you could at least be going, well, when are you going to start talking a little dirty and let me fire something off really quick, sweetheart? I've been on the phone for
Sorry,
4
I'm
hours.
not that guy. That's not me. So
Well,
I don't have to prove whether I'm gay or not.
you've
to
said
NFL
dick pics
Bob.
before, right?
Yes,
You've
I
dirty
have.
talked, so technically
Okay, well,
you are
things
that
go-
guy.
Okay, well, no, I'm not a guy who forces something until it seems like that's what's supposed to be happening.
He doesn't force it until it's time to force it.
So
E, do you want to apologize
until I stand by a
for
thing.
admitting
Of,
sexual assault?
I stand by a
He's offended migrants.
I stand by
White
a
trash
policy
people?
of the girl
Simple
knows
convenience store
that guys
robbers?
will fucking want nude pics or whatever. So like until she makes it very clear she wants a dick pic, then I don't send them.
So has she made clear
No.
that she wants a dick pic?
No.
Have you even asked for a titty pic?
No,
Can I see your phone? I'll ask her for you.
no,
2-hour
you
phone
cannot
calls.
see my phone.
2-hour phone calls.
Yeah,
It's something. Hey, we'll save the rest for tomorrow.
sounds good. Let's get out of here. Yeah, my Niners got a big game this
Yeah.
afternoon. I'm excited for that. Lions Monday Night Football tomorrow. Excited
Oh.
for that in Lambeau, huh?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, that's really late though, right? I gotta
9
stay
o'clock.
up late.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
yeah. Just record it and watch it. Fast forward through it in the morning.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. All right. Thanks for joining us. Sexy Isis, thank you for being here. I could hear you tweaking and stuff. I hope we're making some headway here, and it helped to have us on the mic while you were doing it. So thank you for all your help. And yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good rest of the day.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.